Hello, tech enthusiast. I am Pawan. As we all know, Cognizant has started their mass recruitment process. In some colleges, Cognizant has recently conducted round 2, which is the aptitude round. In this video, we are going to solve some recently asked aptitude questions on 24th and 25th September. Now first see the aptitude round pattern and the timing. The total time allocated to complete the test is 60 minutes. There is a two sections. First one is the quantitative aptitude where 30 questions are asked. We have to solve within the 30 minutes. And second one is the game based aptitude. Here the four questions are asked. We have to solve each game in 5 to 6 minutes and achieve the maximum level. Now let's see the first question. The Arabica Coffee House in London sold their coffee making machines to local coffee house for Rs 34,000 at a loss of 15%. And here we have to find the price they sell the coffee machine so as to gain 15%. Now let's see. So here given is that at a 15% loss, the Arabica Coffee House in London sold their coffee machine. So the selling price at in first condition is 34,000 and we have to find the selling price at a 50% gain. I hope you clearly understand the question. Now let's see the solution. So in the question given that the selling price with a 15% loss is 34,000 and the second condition we have to calculate the selling price at a 15% gain. To solve this question, we first need to calculate the cost price. Cost price can be calculated using the first condition of a 15% loss. We all know the formula of selling price and cost price. Selling price is equal to cost price minus the percentage loss in percentage loss into the cost price. So let's common the cost price here by making cost price common. Here will be 1 minus 15 upon 100. By simplifying this, we get the cost price into 0.85. In last, the cost price will be 34,000 upon 0.85, which is going to give 40,000. So we have find the cost price. Now let's take the second condition. In second condition, we have given a 15% gain. So the selling price with the 15% gain is equal to cost price plus percentage gain in selling price in percentage gain into the cost price. So the cost price we have find, which is a 40,000 plus percentage gain is a 15%, which is a 0.15 into cost price, which is 40,000 is equal to 40,000 plus 6,000, which is 46,000. This is our last answer. Now make it correct. The second question is a manufacturer made jeans and sold to the company for Rs 600. Okay, the company sell these jeans to the dealer for Rs 750. The dealer sells these jeans to shopkeeper for Rs 800 and shopkeeper marked it up by 30%. After giving a discount of 10% to the customer, what is the profit percentage for shopkeeper? Okay, so here we have to calculate the profit percentage of a shopkeeper. Shopkeeper. Okay, so here are given the selling price of a manufacturer and the at which price the company sells the jeans and the dealer. So here we only need the information given for dealer. This information is only given to confuse you. Now let's see the solution. So in the question given that the shopkeeper buys the jeans for Rs 800 and shopkeeper marks it up by 30%, then gives a 10% discount to the customer. In first step, we have to calculate the market price. The market price will be the selling price, cost price plus 30% gain in the cost price, which is of 800 plus 240 going. It gives 1014. Now in second step, we have to calculate the selling price after the discount of 10%. So the selling price will be market price minus 10% of a market price, which gives 936. In step 3, we are going to calculate the profit made by the shopkeeper. So the profit made by shopkeeper is equal to selling price minus the cost price is equal. So the selling price is 936 and the cost price is 800. So the profit is 136. Now let's convert it into the percentage. The profit percentage will be 136 upon the cost price into 100, which gives 17%. So the profit percentage of the shopkeeper is 17%. Now let's see the third question. In a syrup solution of a 40 liter, the ratio of a syrup to liquid X is a 3:2, and we have to change the ratio to 1:3. So how much liquid X needs to be added? Okay, so in this question, given that the ratio of the syrup to the liquid is 3:2, which means that there is a consider total 5 liter solution. So out of 5 liter, 3 liter will 3 liter will be syrup and the 2 liter is liquid, and we have to convert it to 1:3, which is out of the 5 liter, 1:3, which means let's consider a 4 liter solution. So out of 4 liter, 1 liter will be syrup and the 3 liter will be liquid. I hope you understand this question. Now let's see the solution. In this question, we have given that the total solution is of 40 liters and the ratio of whole syrup to the liquid initially was 3:2. By using this ratio, we can calculate the volume of a syrup and the volume of liquid. We have taken here the 3/5 section of a 40 liter, which is a 24 liters, and 2/5 of a 40 liters for a liquid X, which is a 16 liters. Now let's consider the new ratio of a syrup to liquid X, which is 1:3, and now find the new volumes. Let X be the additional volume of a liquid X to be added. New total volume of liquid X is equal to 16 plus X liters, and the new total volume of a solution going to be 24 plus 16 plus X is equal to 40 plus X liters. By setting up equation according to the new ratio is syrup upon liquid X is equal to 1:3. So the new volume of a syrup is 24 and the liquid is 16 plus X, which is equal to 1:3. Now by cross multiplying it gives 24 is equal to 1/3 into 16 plus X. Now simplify it and calculate. By simplifying it, we have calculated the value of X is equal to 56. Therefore, the 56 liters of a liquid X needs to be added to change the ratio to 1:3. I hope you understand the solution. Now let's move to the next question. The question 4 is: A is a workman twice as good as B. and therefore can finish the job in 50 days less than the B. So how many days will they both need to complete the work together? So in a question given that the B, if B takes 50 days to complete a work, then A takes 50 by 2, which is the half of the B's work days. So what is the time is needed if both work together? I hope you understand this question. Now let's see the solution. Here given that A is twice as good as B, meaning A completes the work twice as fast as the B. And second one is A finishes the job in 50 days less than the B. So in step 1, consider the number of days B takes to finish the job B X. Since A is twice efficient, A will take the X by 2 days to finish the same job. So according to the problem, A takes 50 days less than the B, and the time taken by A to complete the work is X by 2. So X by 2 is equal to X minus 50. By simplifying this, we get the value of X is equal to 100. So B takes 100 days to complete the work, and A takes half of the days taken by B, which is 100 by 2 is equal to 50 days. Now calculate how many days they will need if they work together. Now calculate the A's work rate. Work rate can be calculated by the work upon the total work days. 1 upon the 50, which is 1 by 50. It shows that how many work it can done in one day. Now B's work rate, which is 1 by 100. It shows that how many B work in 1 days out of the 100 days. Now by combining the work rate of A and B, we get 1 by 50 plus 1 by 100, 3 by 100. Thus the time taken to complete the work when they work together is, as we know, the work and time is inversely proportional. So the work is one time taken is 1 by 3 3 by 100 is equal to 100 by 3, which gives the fraction of 33 into 1 by 3 days. So this is our answer. Now let's see the fifth question. The question is, two candidates contested in a municipal election in a district. The candidate who got 48% votes lost the election by 288 votes. What is the total number of votes polled to winner if none of the votes are invalid? Options are given 3852, 3744, 3640, and 3564. Now let's see the solution. So in the question given that the candidates who lost the election received 48% of the total votes, and the difference between the winners and the losers votes is 288. So let's the total number of votes be X. The losing candidate received the 48% of the votes, that is the 0.48 into X, and X is the total number of votes. The winning candidate received the 100% minus 48%, which is 52% of the votes, that is 0.52x, and x is the total number of votes. And the winner won by the margin of 288 votes. Therefore, the equation will be total votes of the losing candidate minus winning candidate minus the total votes of the losing candidate is equal to 288, which gives the value of x is equal to 7200, which means the total votes is 7200. Now the number of votes polled to the winner is 0.52x, which gives 0.52 into 7200 is equal to 3744. So our option will be second, B. Now let's see the question number 6. In question 6, if the ratio of subtraction and the addition of a two number is 14 raised to 15, then what is the ratio of those two numbers? Here the ratio of the subtraction of two numbers and the addition of two numbers is given, and we have to find that two numbers. Have you understand the question? Now let's see the solution. So given that the ratio of subtraction and addition is 14 raised to 15, let's consider two numbers A and B, and the given that A is greater than B. In step 1, the ratio of their difference and sum is A minus B upon A plus B is equal to 14 by 15. By cross multiplying, we get the value of A is equal to 29 into B, and therefore the ratio of the A raised to B is 29 raised to 1. So our option is C. Now let's see the question number 7. Question number 7, Rocky traveled a certain distance in a 12 hours. He traveled a part of distance on foot at 8 km per hour and the remaining on bicycle at 16 km per hour. The distance traveled by him on a bicycle was a 48 km more than on a foot. So what is the time he traveled on a foot? The option is given 6 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours and 4.5 hours. Now let's see. So the given that total time taken is equal to 12 hours, speed on a foot is 8 km per hour and the speed on the bicycle is 16 km per hour. The distance traveled on a bicycle is 48 km more than the distance on a foot. Okay, so let's the distance traveled on foot consider x kilometer and the distance traveled on bicycle consider x plus 48 kilometer. X plus, okay. Now in step 1, time is equal to distance divided by, we know that time is equal to the distance divided by the speed. The time taken on foot is x by 8 hours and the time taken on a bicycle is x by x plus 48 upon 16 hours. So the total time in 12 hours is 8 x by 8 plus x plus 48 by 16, which gives a 12 hours. It is given. So by solving this equation, we find the value of x, which is a 48 kilometer distance traveled on the foot. Now in step 4, time traveled on the foot is x by 8, which is 48 upon x, which gives 6 hours. So Rocky traveled on foot 6 hours. Now let's see the question number 8. The ratio of the speeds of top 3 position holder in a marathon is a 2 raised to 4 raised to 5. Then what is the ratio of their respective ratio of a time? The option is given 10 raised to 5 raised to 4, 100 raised to 24 raised to 16, 10 raised to 25 raised to 16, 20 raised to 12 raised to 9. Now let's see the solution. So here given that the ratio of their speed is 2 raised to 4 raised to and 5. Therefore the time taken by each runner is inversely proportional to their speed. If the speed ratio is given 2 raised to 4 raised to 5, then the time ratio will be inverse of that, which is 1 raised to 2, 1 by 2 raised to 1 by 4 raised to 1 by 5. To simplify, find the common denominators for the time ratios, uh, which is 1 raised to 1 by 2 raised to 1 by 4 raised to 1 by 5. The common denominator is 20. So the time ratio becomes 10 by 20, 5 by 20, 4 by 20 is equal to 10 raised to 5 raised to 4. So the ratio of their times are 10 raised to 5 raised to 4. Now let's see the question number 9. A sum of rupees 12,800 amount to the rupees 25,000 in 3 years at a certain rate of compound interest. The interest being compounded annually. Then what is the rate of the interest? Option given is a 20%, none of the mentioned above, 15% and a 22.5%. Now let's see the solution. In a question given that the principal amount is the 12,800 and the total amount is the 25,000, time taken is 3 years, interest is compounded annually. So the formula for compound interest is amount is equal to principal amount into 1 plus rate of interest upon 100 to the power rate of interest. Now put the values. Amount is given 25,000 and principal amount is 12,800. 1 plus rate of interest, we have to calculate the rate of interest, and the time is given, which is the 3. By simplifying this equation, 25,000 upon 12,800, it gives 1.953125 is equal to 1 upon rate of interest upon 100 to the power time. Take the cube root of both. Now to simplify this, take the cube root on both sides, which gives 1 plus r upon 100 and cube root of 1.95, which is similar to the 1.26. By cross multiplication, the value of rate of interest is 26%. Since the 26% is not in the option, then the option is none of the mentioned above. Okay, now let's see the next question. Question number 10. The Oliver and the Notch started simultaneously from cities P and Q towards Q and P respectively with their speed in the ratio of 5:6. The distance between the P and Q is 143 km. Then what is the distance from Q to the point at which Oliver and the Noah meets? Option given is 90 km, 85 km, 78 km and the 72 km. Now let's see the solution. So in the question given that the ratio of Oliver's speed to the Noah's speed is 5:6 and the distance between the P and Q is 143 km. Now let's consider step 1. Let the distance covered by the Oliver from P to meeting the point is x kilometer, and then the distance covered by Noah from point Q to meeting the point is 143 minus x kilometer. Since their speeds are in the ratio 5:6, the ratio of distance they cover also be 5:6, because the distance and the speed are directly proportional, which gives x upon 143 minus x is equal to 5/6. By simplifying this equation, we get the value of x is equal to 65 km. Now the distance Noah covers from Q is 143 minus x kilometer, which gives the 78 km. So the distance from Q to meeting the point is a 78 km, which is option number C. Now let's see the question number 11. A fair coin is tossed 9 times. What is the probability of getting head at least once? Option is given 9 by 512, 503 by 512, 1 by 512, 511 upon 512. So now let's see the solution. When tossing a fair coin, the probability of getting a head in a single toss is 50%, which is 1 by 2, and the probability of getting the tall tail is also 1 by 2, which is also 50%. To find the probability of getting at least one head, it's easier to find the calculate probability of getting no head at all. That is getting tails in all 9 tosses and then subtract it from the 1. Okay, so the probability of getting tails in all 9 tosses is 1 by 2 to the power 19, which is probability getting at one time to the power 9 is equal to 1 by 5 and 2. Now let's calculate the probability of getting at least one hit by subtracting the probability of getting tails in 9 tosses. So 1 minus 1 by 5 and 2 is equal to 511 upon 5 and 2, which is our final answer. Now let's jump to the next question. I have given the question number 13 for homework. You can solve it and comment down the answer. Now let's see the second section, which is a game based aptitude. In this section there will be a games and you have to pass them. There is a total of 5 games, out of which the 4 games are asked, and you have to try to reach the highest level as you could within the given time. The time limit is about 5 to 7 minutes per game. There are 4 differents are given. For example, this is the game which is similar to the pseudo code. We have to fill this question mark, and this is the game in which the similar pattern options we have to choose. This is the ball game. Here we have to put the ball in the hole by removing the blocks. I hope you understand all the aptitude question and the game based aptitude. If you find the video helpful for your cognizant placement, please like, subscribe and share.